Revolutionary greetings, comrades. It's Monday, the 31st of March 2025. We know that our international friends want to know what is happening in Zimbabwe. Remember that the war veterans called for a mass action to remove President Robert Mugabe. They said the mass action was going to take place today. It's just getting to lunch hour in Johannesburg as I record this video. You might sit shortly after lunch. So the information that we are giving it to you is based mainly on what has been happening in the morning in Zimbabwe. What we have heard in the early morning around 7 a.m. to about 9 a.m. is that the major cities were deserted. People did not report for work in a number of places. You will know that largely the Zimbabwean economy is informal. When people went to look for public transport, there was no public transport. In some cases, the public transport was a double fare. Some kids, when went to school, as schools are open in Zimbabwe, they found that some schools were closed, the premises closed down. So what has turned out to be in Zimbabwe is that it's now a stay away. It is not a mass action. This demonstrates, in our view, the power of social media in Zimbabwe. Of course, there have been critics that the social media is not a tool that can be used to mobilize the people. But this stay away, which it is what it has become, we do not know what will happen after lunch in the evening. But as we speak to you right now, just around lunchtime, is that it's a stay away. So media, the message filtered through the people, through social media. Let me repeat this. The message filtered down to the people through social media. In rural areas where you will not expect people to demonstrate, because in rural areas people are going about their daily businesses. But the transport that ferries people from the rural communities to the cities in a number of rural areas which we have been trying to scan was not available. So people did not travel to the cities or towns because the transport was not available. People were scared. Public transport operators were scared that their vehicles were going to be stoned or burnt down or whatever. You know what happens in a protest. So the bus operators or public transport operators decided to be cautious before they could say at 5 in the morning or 4 a.m. as they normally do. They decided, no, let's wait until we receive the news, because it was expected, or it is still being expected, that any action will take place in bigger cities, small towns, not in rural communities. While of course we have our views on this mass action, it's not the time to talk about them now, but we want to acknowledge that it has been successful in that the message through social media did filter down to the people. There were no public meetings to mobilize the people. Of course, people were being, through social media, were being mobilized to a physical protest with the aim of driving out the president. But it has been a stay away. In that sense, in our view, it was successful in that social media in Zimbabwe is now a key tool to propagate one's political views. So we will discuss in the next videos on where to, after this demonstration, not demonstration in terms of a physical protest in the streets, but this demonstration in terms of how the people of Zimbabwe receive messages through social media. So as I'm saying that it has been a stay away, we will then in the next video discuss about what is to be done now that all of us we understand the power of social media. We are not interested at this stage to talk about the factions in ZANU-PF because it's one faction that called a protest, and what you then have, which we'll explain further in the next video, is that opposition supporters are the ones that support this call. Opposition in Zimbabwe is in disarray. So anyone who stands up, shows a brave face, starts to insult the president, start to call people to go and confront the president, people do support, irrespective of who the bearer of the message is. This is what has been demonstrated. But we'll discuss in the next video. If you are in Zimbabwe, of course you're in the diaspora, you must be speaking to people in Zimbabwe. Kindly write in the comment section and share with us in your own community what is happening. Please like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Otherwise, Amandla Red Salute, comrades.